This category skips a bunch of stuff at the beginning, and then you fight all the late game bosses basically. So we still do glitches and stuff, just not those ones. This one's all about ladder tech. Ladders are really broken in these games. Especially 1 and 3. Although we found some cool stuff with them in Bloodborne recently too, that works similarly to this game. I'm gonna go for no transform here. Ah. No transform isn't actually faster than fire bombs, but sometimes, depending on the RNG you get, you'd rather you just take the no transform. Although he did technically transform there, I guess. Let's pivot. But I went too far.
Ashen 1.
I will remember to take my dagger out this time. Drop the S-stock because we don't need it anymore. Ah. That guy's aggroed. Wow, I missed too. See if I could just kill this guy with my sword when I load back in here. Might be better than... I know you don't have time to firebomb him because he gets up faster than you. I guess I can just do that though. Damn. So this is a ladder cancel, there we go. This is what enables the broken stuff we do in this category. So now I was blocking and going into my stance at the same time. It's like the weapon art. Then I let go of block, and then I try to use the ladder immediately after. And so my character tries to get on the ladder, but is immediately cancelled by the weapon art stance. So the game, like, has me in ladder state now. So you can see my firebombs are great out here because you can't use them on a ladder. You can still use your Estus because you can use Estus on a ladder. Same for some other items like green blossoms actually. That lets me do a couple things. Right now, I'm just using it for a warp, so the game isn't saving my position because it has me in ladder state. So I can go all the way down here, grab this, and then when I quit out and load back in, I'll be back up at the ladder. Then I'm going to do another ladder cancel immediately. And this is the other use of ladder storage that is a more... It's not that recent anymore, but it's more recent than the warping. We knew about the warping for a long time. There we go. But we didn't know for a while that you can also clip stuff. You can use Estus on a ladder? Yeah. I didn't know until running this category that you could use green blossoms on a ladder. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't, like, ever, but... Since you spend so much time in ladder storage in this category, it's relevant knowledge. Damn. There we go. Okay, second try. But yeah, you can clip between certain pieces of collision when you're in ladder state as well. Because being in ladder state, for some reason, messes with your collision. So you can clip through the floor there. Second try loses me a bunch of time, though. And then I have to quit out to get rid of ladder state. Because I don't want to stay in ladder state. But yeah, most of the big skips that we do in this game now are because of ladders. We had a bunch of other ways of doing different things. Like, the old doll skip was, like, way more complicated. The other Vort skip is also kind of complicated, but... Yeah, it's almost all just ladders now. Like I behaved, that's good. Oh, then I'm also doing dagger fall damage cancels. So if I jump and like right it on a ledge like that, then I get like that roll. I can act out of that roll, basically, even when I'm in the air. So I can do things in the air that I wouldn't normally be able to. Such as the dagger quick step, which lets me actually iframe fall damage if I time it right. I have spook to negate fall damage, but it's faster to do this rather than casting it. Then this is the hardest one. So these don't save that much time, but they're also not that difficult with a little practice. This one's a little harder. Just skip this elevator here. Like that. I'm gonna take a little bit of fall damage landing from the ladder, but like landing after the elevator. But... Yeah, I didn't need to roll that, but my health is low, so I was afraid. Okay, this is like the one. This is the one non-ladder skip. This skip is actually like really old. We found this back in the DLC 1 days, or Dis did, rather. Just rest. I'm gonna take an extra bonfire. I'll just won't take the one on Watchers. Yeah, this skip is pretty difficult. Probably the hardest individual skip in the run, to be honest. I'll line up my foot here. Like that. Should work. Nice, okay. So there's these things called death cam triggers that are right above kill cams usually, or not kill cam, right above kill boxes rather. So they lock your camera in place so that the camera doesn't follow your character as you like fall into a bottomless pit. But there's certain places where they're low enough that we can trigger them without dying like that. Which is a pretty hard jump to do. So yeah, so when you're in death cam, you can't hit load triggers anymore. My controls are also messed up, which is not obvious, hopefully, from a viewing perspective, but I have to use like a kind of a different control scheme. That off. I'm bonking into invisible trees here. But yeah, it basically puts you in tank controls, but also I can't hit load triggers. So this shortcut door here, the trigger for the door is there, but the door isn't. So I can like walk through the deloaded shortcut door. It skips all of Fair and Swamp. I've got the lichen on me, that's really unlucky. Hopefully they don't attack at the same time. Okay, that's fine. If they stagger their attacks like perfectly, you have to roll the one and then you get roll caught by the other, but that's fine. Yeah, we grab the twin blades and we get the coal there so we can infuse them sharp later. They're the best weapons in the game or the most easily obtained? So like there's a couple things you want in a speedrun weapon in this game. They are very quick to get, that is a big thing. Their damage is pretty good, honestly. But you generally want like a regular Titanite weapon so that you can very easily buy your upgrade materials, because buying is easier than collecting. In certain categories, like Henri's straight sword is faster as a twinkling weapon, so sometimes twinkling weapons can work. But yeah, upgrade path matters. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay. I'm just gonna take my time since the YOLO didn't work. And yeah, you want a weapon that scales well off of one stat. And because of where like the gems are that you use for infusions, you kind of want it to be dex as well. There are better weapons hypothetically. Like Karthus Curve Sword would probably be better, but it's like a rare RNG drop. But it would probably be better in this category. In theory, but yeah, impractical. But yeah, I loaded in inside of this arena, so the boss doesn't trigger. The AI doesn't trigger. We have to fight Walnir normally, though. Hooray for us. But yeah, you don't want to have to pump stats into more than one stat for your damage, basically. You want something that you could infuse sharp and then pump like 39 dex the first time we level, which is what we're going to do. And Twin Blades sharp infused are really good for that. They have like... The way the motion values on the L1s work out also is a big buff for them. That matters a bit less in this category, but like when in all bosses where you use Pontiff's Eye, that matters for complicated reasons. But yeah, they're right along the route. They have really good damage, pretty good poise damage too for a dex weapon. Forget you have to roll that guy. Can't pass through there with that particular section while the ball's there. Okay, that's fine. Good thing we had extra Estus, I guess. That guy doesn't do that attack very often. And back when I ran all bosses, you didn't go that way, because you only go that way in this category to get that sharp gem, but that sharp gem is kind of slow. If you're doing all bosses, you can get a faster one. way to Greatwood, but so we don't go to Greatwood in this, so. That guy was in a better spot. Both of these guys are in a much better spot than the last, like, 2 runs we got there. Put my armor back on, too. That's fence skip. You can kind of wiggle and, like, walk your way up those pots. It's pretty tricky. Especially with, like, the enemies there, but... Okay, wall near... Then from here we can skip straight into Irithyll. We go do Yorm immediately. We get a +3 on our twin blades, and then we use those for Pontiff. I always forget he moves his hand before he's done vaping there. I thought it was gonna take 2 more. Okay, I got 3 though. That's fine. Oh shit, I'm stuck on him. That's my fault though. Damn it, dude. He's gonna crawl now, yeah. That's my bad. It's in there while I can. If you miss your, like, fire resin shot, like, hits, though, you do, like, no damage. There you go. Terrible. We're supposed to save time here. Doing this fight with a +0 is so annoying. I'll learn Tumble Route eventually, and then he won't be annoying, though. It's the main reason I haven't practiced this more. Yeah, we do another ladder set up there. I'll have to rest at Distant Manor, but it's fine. At this point, my PP still has a death in Grand Archives before Princes, so at this point I'm still just trying to get a deathless run. And I'll save like a few minutes, so... That's the important thing. So I have to do a ladder clip off of this enemy. He only has 2 attacks he can do. There we go. That is modern dull skip. We've had like a bunch of different dull skips over the years. This is the fastest one. And maybe the easiest, or like maybe the second easiest. The old Teardrop one, or Tears of Denial one isn't too bad. It's really slow because you need tears. It looks very easy. Yeah, it's like slightly harder. Yeah, it's very slightly harder than it looks. Like where you clip off the dog is like a little specific, especially like when you want to get it like immediately. But like when you're learning it, you can kind of just flail at the dog and get it eventually. So it doesn't have to be that precise. Like optimally, it takes some practice to get it immediately for both openers, because you can do 2 different attacks, and where you clip off of him is different depending on the attack, basically. But yeah, it's not too hard to just jump into him a few times and get it, like, second or third try or something. And, like, especially considering that it saves so many minutes, like, it's like, yeah. That's, like, the big reason I keep telling KK she's gonna get, like, an immediate free PB, basically. She really doesn't have to do anything different. She can just save, like, 6 minutes doing doll skip with, like, a little bit of practice. A lot of the other new stuff takes a bit of practice, but... like, more practice. But... modern doll skip is pretty free compared to everything else. Okay, so I'm actually still in ladder state, so I need to get rid of my ladder state by doing that. Oh, can I... okay. And we've got Yorm. Nice. That fireball cycle is annoying, the way that I'm doing this now. Okay. I finally remembered to put my bones on. So I want to bait him out into the water with my stamina management here. So he just so he's not on the steps. And then you stand like between his front legs here to bait this attack. And then you try to hit his head. Like so. And then you hope he doesn't stomp, but if he stomps, then you just get the good attack second try. Then there's a second headshot. Should be able to just kill him here. Like that. I figured. It was one stomp though. Could be better.
Great.
Oh. Damn it. I don't want to buy too many because the souls are tight here. So I didn't have a better way of doing that menuing. Because I messed up. No, I always go too high on that. It's not the Estus one.
Pretty, be careful.
Then we need to...
What to this end? Very well, then touch the dark. Take nourishment.
This is bad Firekeeper RNG for her to be sitting down like that. She's more out of the way.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Whatever. Yeah, that was bad, but still need to practice my menuing. Okay, and hopefully we don't die to Pontiff dogs this time. Then we just need our bleed resin on, because that's what we'll be using for most of the run. Then these dogs are a nightmare. Okay. tried something different. Okay. Probably fine. Okay. Yeah. We did survive. I have to heal here, but we've got plenty of Estus on this split, so... We can live with that, we can live with that. Man, those dogs. I wanna mess with some stuff with them. I'm gonna resin early for stamina management. That's fine. I hate when I misspace that, but... Yeah, I misspaced that, but he always does another parryable attack on that particular one, so... Doesn't, like, mess up the fight completely. But yeah, I need to move forward a bit. I back up during that because I'm trying to... I want to, like, move him more towards the door if I can. Just, like, as a small optimization, but... You have to make sure you end up close enough to him to get the instant riposte, because you want to buffer a quick riposte out of the parry. He did not buff. That's fine. Yeah, I guess you have like 12k souls, so it doesn't really matter. Very true, BSD. And then those are ashes that let us buy large shards. So we just, with the Grave Warden's ashes we picked up in Karthus, we could buy 3 regular Titanite. Or sorry, buy 12 regular Titanite for 3 upgrades for +3. That immediately lets us get... That was a weird pattern, but okay. Socks lost, the White Sox, maybe? Yeah, we lost time to those dogs and that fight, but that's okay. No one take Enduritize away from his RuneScape to tell him. Oops. Yeah, don't forget to do that. Socks. I don't think I can do that very well anymore. It's been too long since I've been to Boston.
Great. Ashen 1.
Hopefully work is canceled tomorrow. True. I want that for you too, BSD. Okay. So yeah, this is like fine pace, because again, if we just don't die, we save 2 minutes, so this could still be at 36. Which I would be happy with for right now. mean, not that I wouldn't immediately be working to improve it, but it would make me feel to have that already. Guess it doesn't really matter though. I mostly still want to be working on boss fights. Yeah, you just don't take fall damage there as long as you don't jump from too high and you don't land on the chest. Nice, I got it first try. Just 2 hits here. Not quite. Good answer. Yeah, unsurprising gold, getting it first try. Exactly wider. That's a good pattern. I think I got a half hit there. Oh. Yeah, I did. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, losing time, but didn't die. We could spare that Estus. The staff on. Fuck you too. Yeah, so now DSA is the hardest in this run. With our equipment and the levels that we have. This is the hardest fight to just survive. The menuing before this fight is also kind of complicated. That's why we were just practicing this. To watch where that guy throws that bomb. Oh, well, whatever. Okay, we got a buff there, that's good. I'm gonna heal up. I don't know if that amount of damage matters. Like, I guess it can on the butterflies, but... Okay, he's right there. It's annoying, but... Good. Good. Kinda sucks. Okay. Hey, catch. You fucking... Okay, good. I was like, I swear... Didn't have stamina. Okay. I'm just gonna not. Okay. Oh, man. I'm lucky that they did lasers instead of the meatballs. I probably would have just died to the meatballs there. I played risky with my stamina on the stagger. Okay. Princess and Cinder are definitely not free though, so they're still hard. But that's the hardest fight, and that was fine. Fine for now. Not amazing, but yeah, we're doing good. This one's on pace, Kitch. I got 2 minutes to save on this split, so we could get a 36 on this, which is cool. Okay, this is the scary part of this run. This and the gargoyle, I guess. Okay. Nice. Archives is mostly, like, pretty consistent, though. Like, once you're good at it, it's just kind of difficult, but within a practice, it's not... Shouldn't be something you're, like, sweating every time. Okay. Just gonna go through that one to make sure he can't stab me. Because he will one-shot me if he stabs me. Then here, you can get destroyed too if you're not careful. Okay, she did the soul mass instead of the soul spear. Okay. One buff. Only one buff. I don't think you need to roll that one, but again, I'm always like a little nervous. But I'm actually in a run. Okay. Don't forget the two hands. I need to move him into the center a bit more. There we go. I'm nervous. Okay. Nonsensical menuing. It's fine. Whew. Okay.
Very then take. Farewell, Ashen One.
I had thought about like it's probably easier for me to actually have my swords out and then no armor here, but I like kind of forgot like mid-menu that that is what I had decided, so. But it's fine, we got. Yes, okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I got that. Cancel. Fine, this is whatever, it's not a good run. I just haven't died. I messed up that menu again. That's fine. I recognized it and I didn't just fuck myself over with it. Okay. Whew. Hey, Clever Cactus, thanks for the good luck. That's dead for phase 1. Okay, I was like, he's probably dead, but I didn't want to risk it. Okay. Okay, 36. So for the official time, we Alt F4 there. And then we reopen the game to check the time on the save file. Okay, okay. We got a deathless run. That's like step 1. Now we just like play better. That's the next step. Okay. 36. 36, 34. All right, all right, all right. Do the thing.